Welcome to episode 2 of Banter Bit. This is technically episode 3, but I stuffed up the audio the first time around. So we're doing a redo and we're doing a bit of a do-over. My bad. Us kiss. That was on me. And we're essentially going to talk about what we spoke about last week again, since, we're not really going to get to post what we did. The last recording. My bad. My bad.
It's fine. Oh my gosh. Listen, it has to be one of us. Wasn't there a week where I just didn't record as well? Like I pressed start recording apparently, but absolutely nothing came through. So are you even a real streamer, content creator, whatever you want to call it, if you don't have mic problems?
No, really.
We are currently playing Stardew though, and Rushka was looking for me to some extent, and I think we just both gave up on that.
I kind of gave up, to be honest, because
I'm clearing my
it's nighttime and I'm just running back home.
I also didn't open the gift from Granddaddy.
This is new. This tab, special items and powers.
Yes.
This is a new thing.
What is it?
This is very cool. Oh my gosh. I have no idea, but this is new. This is exciting. I haven't played this game in like forever, so this is very exciting to see all these new little features. It's so cute.
I forgot this farm lets us start with chickens, and one of my like getting started missions is to go harvest 2 eggs from the chickens. And I think I can see the barn here. I just don't know how to get. Oh, never mind. I got in. GG.
GG go next.
Oh, they're so cute. One of them's name is Twig, and the other is Petal. When do I cry?
What, Twink?
Twig.
Oh, Twig.
Yay. No, what was I playing the other day? I just tried to get the egg, then it tuned me they were trying to sleep. So excuse me for intruding, I guess. Let me get to bed before I pass out in the streets. Yes.
I know you've got have you got a farm with Panda and Tenby?
I don't. I'm not special enough to be part of that farm apparently.
Not part of the Cool Kids Club?
No, I'm not.
Sucks to be you. Oh, you're going to bed, okay.
Anyway. We should make that Cool Kids Club, like K.
Since this is a podcast, should we get started on our topics of conversation, which I'm going to be honest, I cannot remember what we were talking about last week.
It's okay. We can start with Twitch, as, you know, we're always covering streamer drama and what have you. And when we recorded this episode, I think it was last week, it was like the 22nd or something, Friday the 22nd, or Thursday, I can't remember. And what happened was Twitch had updated their policy on nudity because, as we know, in November, there were those 2 very weird days on Twitch where Twitch were like, you guys are allowed nudity on the platform as long as it's artistic, which is very dangerous because everybody's artistic interpretation will obviously be different. But it was following the like wave of predominantly like femme identifying streamers who may or may not have been like OnlyFans models as well. And they started streaming like oiled up upper chests. So like not necessarily full areola and nips and everything, but like just upper chest. Like you knew there was no clothing. Very suggestive, yeah. That's the word I was looking for. Suggestive. Like you knew there was no clothing beneath or anything. And Twitch were like, okay, well, since you guys are doing this, like I guess we need to update our policy to kind of allow it to some extent, considering you guys are calling it art. And they made the update, and for a full day on Twitch, you could literally see like, for all intents and purposes, like porn. Just fully naked, whole body people on the platform. And there was an outcry, and Twitch were like, okay, sorry, we realized we made a mistake. We're going to go and revert what we said, and we're not allowing nudity at all. And then, what happened afterwards? Then
there's a lot because like I feel like there were so many people just trying to find loopholes and workarounds to these sort of metas and that.
I mean,
and also, it was equally disturbing as it was impressive.
Yes.
Like they made a plan.
I love it because like everybody, like Twitch started as a gaming streaming platform, like for people to stream gameplay and stuff. But essentially everybody made it their own.
Hey, you bold.
Hello. No, please
What is
look.
going on?
And look.
Why are you have a receding hairline? What is
That's
actually
the
going on?
problem.
I'm like a hot emo boy, and you giving creepy man vibes.
I'll
Like
tell
you
you
should
what the
stay
sad
like
part is.
10
I'm
meters
supposed
away
to be a
from.
woman.
No, I'm sorry. That is a bald
This.
man there that has a couple of restraining orders. I don't want to play with you. I'm sorry. Look how you look. Turn it around. Turn that thing around. Let me look at him properly. I'm sorry. No. No. I actually put into efforts of like how good my
No, so
character looks.
remember
Look at
I
that. Look at him.
said,
He's like a little emo boy. He's all hot and stuff. And these two could never be friends. This friendship just can't work out. I'm sorry. Like, I don't see it. I don't see it under any circumstance.
It's giving registered sex offender friends.
It really is. Like,
No,
I'm
can I
giving
tell you what the
vigilante, like,
problem-
I'm gonna actually come and destroy you for something
Let me
really bad you did.
explain.
Like, what? We
Remember
were
I
talking
said I'm
about
trying to-
roleplay. We were talking about roleplay. You tried to roleplay a registered sex offender. We need to talk about this actually.
Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear.
No! I hate it here.
Can I tell you what the problem was? Remember I said I was trying to make them look like me? So I was just trying to get a bald haircut, but I clicked one too many and I gave myself the receding hairline.
No, I'm sorry. You have very low self-esteem if you think that's what you look like. I'm sorry.
Rushka, I don't have receding hairline, please.
Oh. This is why they call you a short, bald little black boy.
Oh
Shut up,
my,
little black
shut up,
boy.
little black boy with your...
Ah.
I'm never going to recover from this. There's no way back. Anyway, this is my character. She had a mishap at the hairstylist and they just, went a little too far. But in her hopes of holding on to the hairline, she's just letting it all grow back again. Because I think my default, if I had a really bad hair appointment, would be to cut all my hair off. But
I'm actually so done.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't have a comeback. I just, the world, I couldn't have nice things today. That's it.
Anyway,
moving swiftly along.
Back to titties on Twitch, I guess.
Oh, yes. And in light of the new offender on the list, it's me, by the way. Excuse me. I forgot what your train of thought was because you were talking before we had a moment.
No, I'm completely I'm sent now. My whole everything just threw me off.
I'm sorry.
Like we've even got the sex offender going to bed early now. Like
no, my energy's gone. I realized I just need to make a chest. Damn it!
I'm gonna do some fishing.
Have fun, I guess. Good luck. Have fun. But titties on Twitch. So what happened was I'll get there, guys. I'll get there. Sorry, I'm trying to place a chest, so my brain is not here right now. Okay. So what happened was the girlies in their ever, I don't know what you want to call it, in their ever evolving state, decided that cool, Twitch is not going to allow this, but we still want to show body, yaddy, yaddy, yaddy. And instead, one chick I saw, what she started doing was, sorry, I'm looking at the chickens. What she started doing, and I think I remember you saying you saw her, she wore green screen booty shorts.
Yes, that chick. She's so raucous, that woman.
I love it.
I respect it.
I respect it too, immensely. So what she started doing, guys, just for context, is she was wearing these green screen booty shorts and she was streaming her Fortnite gameplay off of the booty. So it was like a really intricate, bottom up view where you were seeing the cheeks from a very low angle and the rest of her body. And she'd split her screen. So you had that main Fortnite gameplay as the majority of the screen and then a tiny bit of face cam essentially. But the face cam was just her standing at her desk. And Twitch's update put an end to that because they then updated their policy to say we will not allow any content that shows what do they call it? Like intimate body parts for an extended period of time. So take with that what you will, do with that what you will. But that is now where we're sitting. And we were joking around last week saying that at this point, Twitch is just going to take cams away, full stop. They're going to be like, we want to see gameplay only. If you're playing a musical instrument, wear gloves over your hands. If you're baking, we want to see the counter only. Like, I don't know. I think, and then Rushka, you actually made a point and you were like, they could really capitalize on this and they should just full on lean into it. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, when you're looking at a platform like Twitch, you're saying revenue is revenue, right? Like, it doesn't matter if it upsets a few people, money's money. And we know, like, if there's one thing Twitch is all about, it's like keeping hold of money on the platform or money that's made through the platform. Just, we see it evidently in, like, the creator split for revenue and for streamers, like this, what is it? 70-30 for affiliates and then 50, is it finally 50-50 for partners?
I think it depends.
Okay, it depends on
your performance and that, which is also lame.
Yeah. So if you're a high performing partner, like, well done, you finally get good things. But the rest of us still be just like absolutely suffering.
Yes, so I think I said Twitch Plus, like,
yeah, and
call
then
it Twitch Plus and then just have it completely like an unrated platform. It's just such a more realistic approach to what they're trying to avoid. And what they're trying to avoid is inevitable. There will always be sex workers, adult content, no matter how hard they try to keep it out of Twitch. It will always be there, and creators will always find a way to work around whatever rules they have in place to prevent it. So, yeah, I don't know.
And I think the other thing around it is there's always going to be an audience for it as well. Like, it's very naive to sit and say no one wants to watch that. Sure, maybe I will say I don't necessarily want to have that front and center when I'm going to a streaming platform for certain like topics that I follow. Like, I want to watch gameplay, I want to watch bakers, I want to watch musicians, you know, the more, I want to say creative side of it, not to take away from the creativity of sex work. But, you know, just things that I enjoy doing on a daily basis, I'd like to watch someone else enjoying the same activities, you know? And yeah, having essentially like a Twitch after dark or whatever you want to call it, that will solve so many of their problems. It'll mean a dedicated space. It'll mean they're also able to hire a team who's dedicated to moderating such a platform. Because I think what they're really struggling with is moderating, considering like, I think the age restriction for Twitch is 13. Or I'm not sure if that's only if you're a streamer, but I think that's just to access the platform as well. Not that I don't think Twitch ever asks for your age until
I think it does.
Does it? Okay, no, I'm lying then. Yeah, because that's how they end up like shutting down a lot of the kid streamers that do end up like starting as prodigies and whatever. But if you're gonna have a team dedicated to moderating like hate speech and whatever on that side of things, cool. Obviously, the same skills will be needed across if you have this Twitch after dark, but there will be additional standards to decide like what is allowed, what is like a step too far, etc., etc. And honestly, just don't know why they're being so conservative about it, why they're not leaning into this idea. It might be something they're working on behind the scenes that we're just not aware of just yet, because obviously things like this would take time. But the kind of no-go, like very strong no-go policy that they have right now is very damaging to growing the platform, I think. Because it's the same as if they never allowed different like live streaming types on the platform. And I mean, we did see a good evolution of it when they introduced the hot tubs and like bikini category on the platform for the influx of bikini streamers that we did see. But like, that's as far as they took it, and they were like, okay, this is like this is the last thing we're willing to do for you, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm fully focused on my farm right now.
No, I can understand. I've just like gone to bed because apparently energy is something I keep forgetting that I need.
You need to get food in your pockets. So
Yeah, I don't got no food.
Did you go pick up a fishing rod yet?
No, I'll go do that tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a bit now.
Did you find the chickens?
Yeah, I did.
Lovely.
I just wanted to give them some extra hay because I've got a lot of hay on me.
Yeah, I think they gave us hay in that box that we started with.
Mm.
Starting with chickens is so exciting for me though, because so I've only played on one Stardew farm, and it was before this update, and we just had like a beachfront farm, and so I don't think we got far enough to to start a farm and actually start like, what do you call it, herding animals? I don't know. But yeah, this is cute. It's cute to be able to just start with that, you know?
Mm. So one of the things we discussed last week, if I can remember, was just I was essentially just gushing about how amazing you and Proxy were as a duo for Femmes and Thems.
It was so much
chemistry was
fun.
just so amazing, and you were both such a fun watch, and there was so much positive feedback around that, and people saying that they just want to see the two of you doing more sort of casting together in future. So I really hope we get to see more of that going forward, because yeah, you two are just so natural. You work so natural together, naturally.
It was such a surprise, honestly.
This was your first time casting with her, hey?
Yeah. So my first time casting something besides League as well, because I did assist with casting for Gamer Girl at the end of last year. And that was alongside Sheepy, who I've now got like quite a bit of experience casting with. So that's always something comfortable, I suppose. But casting with Proxy just felt, I don't want to say intimidating, but I was very nervous about it because, obviously she's one of our very well-established casters. Like, she's done international gigs. She's done a host of different titles. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, you guys have put a pleb like me next to someone amazing like her. Like, are we sure this is a good business decision, And like,
it definitely was a good business decision.
I'm so happy about that. We also like saw some of the feedback in chat because both of us were watching the main live stream while we were casting, and in between breaks and everything, we were always saying like, oh my gosh, people are actually enjoying like this whacked out energy that we're bringing to the game and to the tournaments. And just the fact that it was so easy because we could just keep conversation flowing constantly. And I think we both mentioned that it was something we were both worried about. Is like, oh my gosh, like, are we going to be okay? Do we have enough like material to talk about? Or like, are we going to be okay? Or is it going to get to a point where we're kind of just like, yeah, awkward silence because we don't really know where to go from here. I think that's what's so exciting about casting, and what makes good casting duos is just being able to keep the conversation flowing, even if you feel there's nothing going on in the midst of the game that you are casting. And we were so easily able to do that. And I also contribute that to like the viewers in chat and like the ladies
the viewers were gassing the two of you.
Yes,
up, like...
my ego hasn't been so big in a while, hey, because they really made it easy. They were making side little comments. Like, eventually we had that little like inside joke with chat about us being the two gremlins for the day and just bringing gremlin energy and everything. And I mean, that even translated back over to Twitter post event when everybody was talking about it. But it's always so nice to just get that reassurance back from people that what you are doing is enjoyable to others. And I think especially more coming from like a content creator side of things, is you never want to do anything that you don't think people will find exciting, because of the fact that like, just in general, you want to be entertaining to some extent, whether it's you're funny, you're teaching somebody something, like whatever it may be. And I don't know, being able to bring it an entertainment factor, feeling good about it in the moment, and then getting the reassurance afterwards that people were happy with it and they were like, you delivered what you hoped you could, is always so good. So
yeah,
I do hope at some point Proxy and I get our moments again.
absolutely.
I'm sure we will.
I will always rave about it. If anyone asks me, I'm always going to be like, please, please hire Proxy and Androva.
You're so cute.
You know what? I think it reminded me of the chemistry that Tendo and Snare have when they cast together.
Yes.
Yeah,
I've seen the two
they
of
are,
them on
they are
FIFA
such a fun
broadcasts.
watch. You're
They
such a
really
fun watch.
are.
Because they have this perfect combination of unserious but also professional. And it's very hard to pull that off.
It
To be
is.
able to be silly but also professional. It's such a talent.
It is. It really is. And they, without fail, succeed every single time. Like, I do love it so much. And maybe, I want to say maybe it's the difference, the differing in the experience. Because by all means, I think Snare would come from a more, let's say, professional side of things because he is, he does
Yeah.
like
That's his
really
thing. That's
large
his
international.
full-time thing.
Exactly. And not to
So
say that.
you essentially they were bouncing off of each other the same way that you and
Yes.
Proxy were bouncing off of each other, since that is her thing.
Yes.
Exactly what you were describing with Tendo and Snare were you and Proxy, essentially.
Yeah, I'd like to think as much. And it's such a, I don't know, it's such a fun combination to have, like, I don't know, I could gush about it forever and ever, Amen, honestly, because it was fantastic.
Yeah. Good job. Well done.
Thank you.
On the topic of Tendo, you were talking about him casting for, I think, was it Nasty C's event or what?
Yeah, so Tendo's been doing a good amount of production and casting actually for Nasty C's Ivyson Gaming. Which is like the gaming org that he owns. And it is very COD centered because that is his game. Like, I don't know if you've ever watched any of his streams or watched him playing COD in general, but man is definitely cracked and has a good time. And
Nasty C?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very cracked at that game.
Yes. And I'm not sure of the intricacies of the org, but they are running a tournament right now. I think they had their first week last week or 2 weeks ago. And their second week was yesterday. So
where was this being promoted? Was it Twitter or just all over across all social platforms? Was it on the Ivyson gaming channels? Because this is the first time I'm hearing of it.
Yeah. So I don't know where promotion happens. I mean, most of my interaction with Ivyson is purely on Twitch almost, because there is that channel. So I'm not sure. I can get more details about that for sure. Like, no problem. But yeah, so Tendo's been handling casting and production for them, and it looks like they do want to make it like quite a large thing. So I'm excited to watch the growth of that. The Twitch page was formerly Ivyson Gaming, so twitch.tv/Ivyson Gaming, but it is now twitch.tv/Nasty C underscore. No, Nasty underscore CSA1, if I remember correctly. So on weekends, it'll be the COD tournaments and everything. But during the week, it'll mostly just be Nasty C streaming his POVs of playing COD and everything. Like a normal streamer, He's one of us now.
You've met him, right?
I did, yeah. I had the chance to meet him. Bravado and Ivyson did an event last year. Where they just fought a bunch of. It was actually a really cool event. I like the structure of it. They brought together some COD pros. They brought together some influencers or like gaming creators. They brought together some like celebrities essentially. So people like Teleman, Nasty C himself, and a few others that my brain is now going blank on. And so the squads of 5 was one of the celebrities, one gaming creator, teams of 3 or 5 or 4. I don't remember how many people are in COD, but it was.
I can't wait. I can't see this bald.
I'm harassing
man.
Alex.
I see. Oh, goodness.
Apparently, Alex would eat a dozen raw eggs for breakfast each morning if he had chickens. God bless.
He's such a Chad.
No, such a Chad, honestly. Also, I can't for the life of me remember how many people are in a COD lobby. Like, that's how much I just don't play the game. But the fun part of it was that they brought like one quote unquote member of the public. And it was just a person that they got. So they did a social media thing where they said, cool, we're looking for people to play in this competition. If you'd like to be a part of it, please send through like your pod clips. And then each like team captain, which was one of the celebrities, got to choose who they'd like to join their team from that set of like entrants. And then we chilled and played, and it was such a chill afternoon, like day out, because everybody, like, there was no airs and graces about anybody being there. It was kind of just like, we're here to play games and have a good time doing it, guys. So, you know,
Yeah.
back up, do your best, and have fun. So I love that 100%. And I hope we see more like that, because I truly believe that, like, for tournaments to have some kind of success, public involvement shouldn't be limited to just like viewing. Participation is a really strong part of it, whether that be like through giveaways or through letting people actually have a chance to compete in it as well. Which I think is why also like Femmes and Thems is so successful, because I know you generally have like an invite list that you go off of every year of streamers that you know like would enjoy it, have a good time, and just people that you interact with and have had good interactions with in the streaming community. But being able to open it to, let's say, like smaller streamers or people you might not have interacted with previously, really, it's like it does good to bring the community together, because I don't know, I feel like there's always someone new I'm hearing of or meeting
all the time.
or seeing.
There's always someone you're missing. So it would be unfair to rely on me to solely have the list of invitees for the event, because I don't know half the people in the scene.
Yeah.
And I obviously have a bit of a bias as well. So I'm only going to invite people that I like, first of all. If I don't like you, why the hell would I send you an invite, right?
Yeah.
So open invitation is good, because I'm not the only person selecting people who are applying.
Yeah.
So it's also fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's always something that people always stress over, is fairness of these tournaments and stuff, which is why I will say like the deathmatch format and the way you guys formatted the event this year worked so well. I think last year there were, I imagine, quite a few complaints. I'm sure I saw a few as well about the unfairness of lobbies. But also, like,
yeah, don't get me started on that, honestly.
I mean, do I want to get you started on that?
So the whole thing with Femmes is it's getting a bunch of femme adjacent gamers together to create awareness of just how many of us are in this space, right?
Yes.
It's that first and foremost, and then lastly, it's a tournament.
Yeah.
And I stress this all the time. I'm like, this isn't a sweaty gamer tournament.
Yeah.
This is a bunch of people hanging out and having fun. And that's all I want to spotlight. I'm not in the esports scene. I'm not a professional esports player or event organizer or whatever. I'm just a content creator that wants to get a bunch of people together and create awareness around, you know, them existing in the space.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing for me.
Yeah.
And without fail, every single year you get a bunch of sweaty people that want to make a thing of it and want to complain about minor details and T's and C's that just make it a complete headache to run the event. I'm like, if you want to do a serious, professionally run esports tournament, go to Metal State, go to ACGL, go to all these other platforms where you can do, you know, your formalized sweaty gamer events.
Yeah, where you can have an actual tournament that is for the sake of competitiveness.
And Femmes and Thems is not that. So when I have people DMing me saying, oh, this person used to be top rated in the world for some other game completely unrelated to the one that, you know, we're playing, or I don't think it's fair that this person is joining this lobby and blah blah blah. First of all, we tried our best to make the lobbies as fair as possible. It's not going to be perfect, but you know, we tried our damn best to try and make it as fair as possible. Then we had people complaining because obviously with load shedding, it's such a challenge, right? If people have load shedding, we gave them the option to swap slots. But you were always, if you're going to swap slots, you would need to move to a higher ranked slot and not a lower ranked one, so that it's fair as well. It's unfortunate that you're getting a power outage, but it wouldn't be fair for you as a gold player to go to an iron lobby. You would have to go to the other gold lobby or higher, diamond or
Yes.
whatever.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had people who had load shedding the evening, moved to the morning, but then the load shedding was cancelled and they wanted to know if they could still play the evening as well, because they had to play in a higher tier lobby the first time around and did obviously incredibly bad. Or not incredibly bad, but they struggled.
Yeah.
So they just want to know if they can play again the evening in their, actual lobby that they're supposed to play. Cool, happy with that, do it. Obviously complaints coming through. Why is this person playing twice?
Yeah.
And it's like, shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just shut up. Like, why are you doing this? I'm already stressed trying to run this whole event, and now I've got to answer your questions about why this person's playing lobby twice.
Yeah.
It makes it so hard, honestly.
I honestly think like the base of all of these problems would be solved if people realized that this event is not focused around the prizes that come up of it and whatever it is, but rather that it's literally just a feel-good tournament and a chance for you to showcase, like, get yourself out there in a different space, in a different way. Because we all know, like, as content creators, networking and getting yourself out there is the best solution to success, and if you can't acknowledge that and see that this is more of an opportunity than anything else, like, I don't know how you're ever going to enjoy the event if you're permanently looking at it as, oh, but this person is like so much better than me, and oh, it's doomed from the start, blah 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 blah. You're setting yourself
Even
up for a
after
bad
I've
time.
stressed so many times that it's it's for fun. This is fun. This is not serious. It's not anything that they were making it out to be. Like, I can't tell you how many times I stressed that it's an esports tournament last, and it's a bunch of us just getting together and hanging out first.
Yes.
And I don't think it's ever going to get through to certain individuals. I think there will always be individuals that'll join and make it super sweaty, super serious. It's unavoidable at this point. It's taken me a long time to realize, but I've kind of accepted that, which is why I'm glad that ACGL are able to help when they can with these sorts of things, because they typically handle that side of it now.
Yeah, the disputes and all of that. I mean, we'll see the day one day. Will it be soon? We don't know, but I don't know. I don't know. It's a fantastic event. All the invitationals you've hosted so far have done like a lot of good for getting the community together, either on a game they've never played before or something that people have maybe dabbled in a little bit, heard the hype about, and are just keen to try out for once. And Femmes and Thems more so, just because of the actual, like, the outreach you guys have during this event. I mean, I know once you guys start looking at the stats post events, you know how far the reach has gone. And if we want to grow the community and people do want to have good reach, this is such a good event for that to occur. And I mean, it's also one of those things where it's like, listen, no one forced you to participate. You could have said no. But there's a lot of background advantages that you don't see at face value necessarily. But if you're not there to just have a good time, mingle with the community, mingle with people you wouldn't normally, it's probably not for you.
It's the reason why I don't ever want a big cash prize either, because once money comes into the conversation, then shit's gonna get real and serious and very dramatic. And I just don't have the resources or time to manage that type of seriousness in an event. Because where there's money, there's problems.
More money means more problems.
This was the first year where we had a small cash prize contribution thanks to Gigabytes. So all of the first prize winners, will be sent 1,000 Rand for their earnings, but we wanted to keep it as small as possible so we just don't deal with any nonsense. Because imagine each person won 20K, then you know there was gonna be
blood.
It was gonna be a bit crazy. And I mean, the total amount of prizes came to the value of, I think, over 100K.
Yes.
Which is insane.
Absolutely insane.
So many sponsors involved in that. So besides all my complaining in that, it just really was a really nice event, and I'm happy overall with the outcome. There was obviously there was some after event drama. I don't know if you were following that.
I saw a single tweet from I think Go Cat Go about like, why can't we just enjoy the event? Why does there always have to be something else dealt with afterwards? But I didn't delve too far into it, and like I didn't really want to figure out what was going on, honestly.
I feel like a lot of people decided they're just not going to give it any attention, to be honest, because we all were coming off the high of the success of the event and that. And then that tweet comes out and it's like, oh my God,
we're back
was
here
this
again.
Necessary?
Yeah.
Yeah. To the point where people messaging me like, what's going on? What happened? What's the drama?
Like,
what happened? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know.
I messaged
Jess, and Jess is like, I also don't know what this is about.
Okay, guys.
But then when I dug a bit deeper, it turns out that there was a participant who was live streaming the event, and during their live stream, they were, and I wasn't there, so I could be wrong about the full details of it, but they were essentially being harassed by someone else in their stream.
That's hectic.
Yeah.
That's not cute.
Or not harassed or bullied, or I don't know, but it was someone else that wasn't related to the event whatsoever. It just seemed like it was an outside, thing. It had nothing to do with Femmes and Thems.
Yeah.
It was someone who was dealing with another person that's been giving them problems for a while now, and vice versa. It was like two people fighting, and there's history of them just not getting along or whatever. I don't care. But it's the fact that people were using the ACGL tag, the events, name and reputation and tags and that to sort of string up this drama and, I guess get the impressions, impressions go brr.
Yep.
So that's what really ticked me off. It was like, this had nothing to do with ACGL, and you all were just using the tag to sort of push some false narrative around it and that honestly, it just pissed me off so much. And then both Jess and myself decided that we're just not going to give it any attention, because if we do, then it will definitely be associated with the event that it obviously wasn't associated with.
Yeah.
But it's just really gross when people use other tags and things just to sort of essentially grab clout from it.
Yes.
Because at the time the tag was still very relevant, it was still warm, it was still fresh. So what better way to draw attention to whatever other personal drama going on in your life than to use that tag?
Yeah.
It was really gross, and I didn't respect it at all. And but that happens, I guess. Cloud chasers will cloud chase.
Don't they just, honestly?
But it didn't put any, I guess it didn't dampen my spirits or anything. It was just expected. It happens.
Yeah.
These type of things will always happen. You'll get those NPCs that just want a piece of your hard work, and they want to take away all your efforts.
Yeah.
What really also pissed me off also was in that thread there was another person that was talking about, this is why I don't take part in any community events and any South Africa, blah, 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 because, of so-and-so and all the drama and, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I can't even remember what was said, but it was so evident that this person either A, doesn't like me or Jace or both.
Yeah.
And they just needed an opportunity to trash on the scene as a whole or whatever. So, those type of people that are never there to show support or anything. They're quiet through everything. But the moment they have an opportunity to complain, then they're loud as
Yes.
I will never respect people like that. Those are like the slimiest of individuals you could ever come across. They're not there when, they're not there to be positive or to support. It's only ever to share their two cents around drama or their disdain for whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just fucking gross and it's cringe. So there was a couple of red flags in that thread, and I was just like,
no thanks.
Thanks for self-reporting. Now I know. Now I know who's not getting an invite next year, first of all.
Hey, firstly.
Who's getting kicked off the list, and I also know who to avoid as well.
100%. So a really thing that it has to happen, but also better for weeding out those people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of what else we spoke about last week. The last thing that comes to mind is the streamer hot take of what do you call it? Trauma dumping?
Yes. Hot
Which is
take.
interesting.
Don't come to our streams to trauma dump and whatever. It's just not okay. It's not appropriate. And it just bombs out the chat when you do it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's a hot take every month. Hang on, this is also new. So you can now have a little closet area in your farm. This is so cute. The little details that they added in here. This is everything.
2.0 treating us well. Wait, no, 6.2? Patch 6.2?
Not even sure. Okay, we can mine now.
I'm gonna go down in the mines. I want to go buy some seeds quickly.
Before we mine, we definitely... Oh my goodness, it's the 5th already and we haven't bought seeds. Yo, okay.
I know, right? I'm at Piers right now. Oh, opens at 9. Just kidding. I'm gonna go.
Not gonna lie, I have not been paying attention to... I haven't taken any strat playing this. I've just been talking.
There's strats?
And walking. I mean, like you immediately plant on day 1, so that on the 8th day you can harvest, and then you can harvest again on the 16th day, etc., etc. And obviously placement of everything on your farm needs to make sense.
I'm not built for this Stardew life. I just like running around doing my best.
Yeah. How much cash monies have you got?
1.5 almost.
Lekker. You're bowling.
Oh, Shane asked me if I don't have work to do. You're also.
Shane is kakrude. Let's just talk about Shane for a second. Shane's got problems.
I've got problems. That 5 o'clock shadow, the attitude, it's giving...
He's got a drinking problem as well.
Oh, I haven't gotten that far, but yes, so.
Yeah, him and Pam are drinking buddies, those two.
Oh, okay, but Pam looks like she'd be a fun drinking buddy.
No, Pam is fun. I like Pam. Pam is a good vibe. But Pam's definitely got some drinking problem.
God bless. I'm fishing while I wait for Piers to open.
No, we got distracted because we were talking about the hot take. That's not really a hot take.
Oh, yes. Okay, the hot take of trauma dumping, which, like, is such a weird thing. Like, I understand there are some people who are, I don't want to say necessarily like doing it for attention, but who are, they will kill the vibe, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it's also like, as a streamer or as someone who has any kind of like platform, I think what you do with that platform is you've essentially created a safe space for people to act a certain way. And more so with like live streaming or like any live content form, because you're putting yourself on a platform where if you're not doing something that people can interact with without like, how do I put this? That way people can interact with the content directly as opposed to you as a person, like you are the main source of attention. And conversation is the main source of that attention. And there's only so much you can talk. Oh, nice, Rushka.
Always getting caught scratching in the trash.
The girl. Please. Yeah, essentially conversation is the center of the attention over there. And there's only so long you can talk about whatever game you're playing, whatever activity you're doing, before things do get, I want to say like a little bit personal maybe, in the sense that people will eventually get to know about you. You will have your inside jokes. You will get to know a little bit more about like maybe the work that they do, what they're doing when they're watching your streams, etc., etc. And I think when someone enters chat, one of the first things you always do is like, hi, how are you? You know? It's not like you just greet and leave it there, because now you're dealing with a dead chat. So what must happen? And I feel like online, the how are you, or in streaming in general, the hi, how are you is more of an open-ended question, considering like you're not just passing this, like it's not just being asked in passing where people are busy with other things. Like I'm sitting behind my PC playing games. I'm going to be here for a while. I've been here for a while. I'm not running off to go do anything. So nothing needs to be rushed. You know, like this is time I've set aside to do this. And it's time I've set aside to interact with my community. So asking somebody, hi, how are you, will naturally lead into, oh, you know, like, oh, I had a really difficult day at work today. Oh, no, I had a really good day. It was like my friend's birthday. So we went to do X, Y, and Z. But in the case where it does go like, bad, I suppose, or the person hasn't had a good day, like them opening up about it is not really a problem, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, sure, there are
Yep, yep.
extremities where someone's like, yeah, no, like, my friend unalive today, like, blah, blah, blah. But even in those cases, it's really touching to know that that person trusts you enough and feels safe enough in the space you've created to open up about something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, obviously, there's a difference between someone who is a long-standing member of your community and someone who's just a first-time chatter coming in and just dumping negative information in your chat.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not talking about those people because there's going to be the whataboutists that are going to hear this and be like, oh, no, but what about this and that? We're not talking about people that purposely come into your chat to kill the vibe.
Yes.
We're talking about people that have been in your community or following you for a long time, and they open up to you because they feel comfortable enough to speak to you about these things, and you completely shut it down, or you're so nasty about it, talking about how it's ruining your mood and everyone else's and that. And you wouldn't do that. Not that your chatters are your friends, right?
Yeah.
We obviously understand the whole parasocial relationship, but you wouldn't treat your friends like that if someone came to you and said, they're having a really hard time and, this happened to the family member or whatever. You treat them with dignity and respect and you be warm towards them. Why can't you do the same for your followers? Especially since a lot of these influencers and content creators, they claim to care so much about their community. And, you always hear these people saying, I love you guys and you guys are my friends and blah, blah, blah. Then they go on Twitter and they say nonsense like that. Don't trauma dump. So it's like, I'm sorry, but you obviously don't care. You actually genuinely don't care about your community and you only want following if you don't want to have real conversations with people.
Yeah.
Like, people are dying. It's a hard time to be alive right now. It's very hard.
Honestly, literally. It really is.
I can't imagine going into a streamer's chat that I've been following for like, let's say 3 years. And I'm like, my bird passed away yesterday and I'm just feeling really sad about it. And they actually take a shit on me for trauma dumping and ruining their mood and that. Can you imagine what that must feel like?
No, imagine like how that's going to affect any relationship you have in the future. You're now going to question every time you want to open up to somebody about anything, like even your nearest and dearest. Because you have this one...
that will be just such a quick unfollow for me.
No,
the streamer is going to treat me like that. I'll be like, okay, cool. You're not my type of people. I'm out. Yeah.
Honestly. So, yeah, you guys with your hot takes are getting hotter every year, but they're actually just proving that you're people. Like, there's no other way around it, unfortunately. So,
unless it's honestly just engagement farming.
That as well. It 100%
because they can't be posting this hot take every week.
every week something new about, there's this hot take because whatever reason. No, honestly.